Hello, everyone. Kurt Kelly. It's been a long session. It is week 9. Now, this is Wednesday when I'm taping this today. So we still have this afternoon going up to at least 6 o'clock tonight for bills to be heard, for speeches to be given for those that are leaving one chamber or another. As it's sort of the end there, they always give the courtesy opportunity to say their farewells and so forth. And then, of course, all the back and forth of the bills that, let's say a House says, we like this bill, we send it over to the Senate, and they go, no, we don't particularly like that language, and they put their language in, and it comes back over to the House, and all that wrangling back and forth. Well, that's where we are. We're watching all of that. Frankly, we're kind of like you are in a lot of respects. We've done all of our work behind the scenes with all of our conversations and so forth, and we're just watching the end results. But it's very interesting this year. And it also has caused us sort of to stop and think about the work that we do at the Florida Coalition for Children. I've got to tell you, we really had some great folks that really engaged, came involved. They had to. This legislation had a lot of problems when it first came out. And it took a lot of work from a lot of different folks, particularly Mike Watkins and his leadership as board chair. But he also took a lot of his time and energy and effort to actually engage. He was very knowledgeable about the particulars of the legislation, but he did a marvelous job. But I don't want to just single him out. There was a lot of our members that were very much engaged in this, and I really appreciate that work. It goes to show you that when we come together, when we actually have a common language and a common thought process, we can accomplish a lot of good things. Quite frankly, guys, we need to go on the offensive, being able to say there are some things that we should be putting in legislation instead of saving all of our energy and so forth to stop some of the language that wasn't appropriate. And so we're working on all of that. I look forward to working with you and our team over the next session. Remember, the next legislative session will not start until next March. So we have quite a bit of time, almost a full year, to begin to look at a lot of things that we can work on. Also, many of you are asking me about where we are with some of the budget requests and so forth. The budgets have been decided in each House and Senate. Now they're going to be debated. And basically, the presiding officers of the House and the Senate have said they'll get it done. They've come to a lot of agreements and so forth. So some of you had particular requests and so forth. I don't know those, but you can take a look and see that it was actually accepted into the budgets. But it sounds like the budgets have matched up, and they're ready to move that on. And of course, what they do is they move that on to the governor, and then the governor has the right to do whatever veto pinned, particularly by line, that he's allowed to do as well. So with all of that said, that's the politics. We spend a lot of time running up to the session on both politics and policy and funding. Here's why. Because it affects every one of you. And you may not be as engaged as we are involved in this, but everything that we do, it does have an impact on the children and families, the communities that we serve. And so I think that the stronger we get as this as a coalition is better for us. All right. Secondly, now we're going to get done with session. We're going to next week have a Monday morning Zoom call. So if you've been on our Monday mornings calls, you should have already gotten an invite from Lauren, who is giving you the Zoom. We had to work out some technical difficulties. We believe we've got it worked out, and there will be a Zoom call. We start at 8:30, and you will be able to have it in your invite and click on it and be on that. So if you haven't received an invite for that, why don't you reach out to Lauren at flchildren.org, and she can help you get on the call. Remember, these calls are reserved for our members. We send this newsletter out to a big, broad audience, but our members are allowed to be on the call. And so if you have a request to be on that call, that Zoom on Monday morning, reach out to Lauren. Starts at 8:30 again. Now, I'm not going to be here this next week. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. I get a chance to do a little work at the Capitol, but most of the time, I'm going to be spending time with family and get to spend some time with my grandson. So I'm really looking forward to that. And with that, we put in a lot of information in the newsletter. One thing I do want to remind you, one of the things the coalition does is we love to promote the work that you're doing in your community. So something going on in Fort Lauderdale may not be known to everybody else around the state. We'd like it to be known. Send us whatever you would like for us to know, and we'll be more than happy to be able to provide you that platform so they can know about all the good things that you're doing. All right, last thing I want to say. I know that there was a contract out for bid, and we had two really great lead agencies that were going for it. And the department has just announced this week that Phil Scarpelli and Brevard Family Partners will be the one that takes the new area that Embrace Family served. Well, I want to congratulate Phil and his team. We wish them the very best on that, and we stand ready to support them in this transition. I also want to thank the folks at Embrace. They have been great members of the coalition, and we appreciate all the great work you've done. You've laid a great foundation for community-based care, and I know Phil Scarpelli is going to be able to take it, and his team is going to be able to take it to the next level, and we're very excited about that. With all that, we appreciate you guys. We love you. We appreciate all you're doing for your communities, and look forward to seeing you all coming to our conference that's going to be in July. That's our next big event on the calendar, and we're looking forward to all being together then. It's going to be at a beautiful resort that we're going to have it. We tried to pick a really nice place that you can come and interact. We hear the number one thing that people like being a part of the coalition is the fact that they network with one another. And so we gave you a really nice place to go there in Ponte Vedra. And some of you might want to get some golf in while you're there. That's a beautiful location. And we're just looking forward to being with you. I appreciate all you're doing. And with that, let me just say, continue to heal families, to heal children, and to heal our communities through love and peace. God bless.